Hello everyone, this is East the Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Emblem Heroes. Here we are in Summoner Duels S at the end of another season, and we didn't do too well because I think we ended up with less glory than when we started. that pretty much summarizes what happened this week, or this season. Pretty similar builds. The main problem was, of course, captain skills, because there's this thing called Secret Maneuver and Erosion. When turn 2 rolls around and you don't see the Secret Maneuver pop up, you basically have to assume that they could be, well, you don't assume, you just don't know if they're going to be running Erosion or not. So when we were using our far save team here, Team 2, whoops, we had to be careful of that, and a couple of times, spoilers, we weren't exactly careful of that, so things didn't go very well in those matchups. But anyways, let's get to our replays. So once again this season, I was like, we're not really gonna try because I guess we ended up a little higher than when we started, so I guess that's good, I guess. So, a lot of the times I understood theoretically what we needed to do to win, it's just that we could usually never get that to happen. Here, the only thing that really matters is taking out their rearmed lift before he rampages on us, and make sure we have a check for brave female Byleth here. The other two we don't care as much about, like Soap basically never kills legendary Zigguard any day of the week. So we just have to be careful about how we position ourselves. Most of the time, turn 1, we just kept doing whatever we felt like, so not the greatest strategy there. But here we invite the exchange of brave female Byleth for one of our units. In this case, they take out our Ashe, and that's actively bad for them because we get the captain kill points, and now we can just leave. And so they actually just end up surrendering because they realize they have to be aggressive against us, but they can't do that without basically losing. We would basically have to counter throw for them to win. So early surrender, but I personally always just play it out till the end to try and get as many points as possible to minimize glory loss. And of course, naturally, in the next matchup, we have to be up against one of the better players in Summoner Duels S. And honestly, the problem was they just had too many teams. Like, basically all but one team was a threat to us, so we were always guaranteed to get a horrible matchup. So I just did literally whatever, because I knew they were going to be, when I saw Fallen Ray on this team, I knew they were going to be running Far Save, of course, and it was going to be Hardy Fighter Aegis, because at this level, yeah, you probably do need a Far Save unit that can tank stuff. So she can't actually kill that much, but she just tanks, and that's all you need in Summoner Duels. And I knew these two were going to be ally supported. That was pretty clear. I figured the only way I would ever be able to beat the Lin would be with, what was it called? Legendary Nana or Legendary Julia. Clearly, of course, they were going to ban the Legendary Julia team. It's not like you're gonna bring dragons against her. Although, of course, Fallen Rayo would survive one round, but yeah. So, Lin's just gonna steamroll our entire team. There's nothing we can do because we don't have Deadeye up on Prom to do anything. And of course, we have the Fallen Fish, as I like to call her, to steamroll. So the match was already over turn 1 just because we did not play anything well there. Our best try would have been to so if you can see here that we can unproc godlike reflexes against her, but of course because of Firelight Lance and Time's Pulse, she can always recharge godlike reflexes at the start of the turn, so we would have to attack her twice during the same turn. I was going to say same phase. I guess it's the same thing. In order to get away with it. Or we could just be faster than her forehead. Because of course, especially if Verdict of Sasay is super active, she can get plenty of stats. So match is over, and well, not an unexpected outcome. We would have gotten similarly rolled no matter what teams we banned, pretty much, because they would of course always choose the team that we didn't ban that all of our teams would lose to. So yeah. But that's pretty much the RNG of Zoner Duels S. There is still no counterplay if you just don't have the teams, so this team is not that great either. I just wanted to build it to use Blazing Wind, Legendary Duelier, for the fun of it. But here we have Ascended Fjorm doing her thing. Of course, because of Hardy Fighter Aegis, she is able to survive Dual Chrom pretty easily, especially since ours is minus attack. That definitely does not help at all. So here we are just inviting an exchange of Uller for we can pick up a captain kill. Also sets up Vantage, which is what I wanted to do for the entire match, but we just kind of were doing literally whatever, and so we never actually did that. We never did it correctly, so now we're actually putting ourselves in a bad spot. And here I think they just straight up mistap here, because I'm pretty sure that Uller can two-shot Not here. Of course, Not doesn't have guard, and they had triangle attack available to attack twice, so Deadeye was going on. I don't know if that she actually could not kill, but I'm pretty darn certain she can. Maybe she can't, I don't know. I'm pretty sure, again, I keep reiterating that she can kill, but maybe not. And so because of that, we can just pick up a free kill and they just surrender. Probably should run the damage calcs there to see if she could actually kill, but meh. There's also, of course, like opening a retainer as well, so I don't know. I guess the one quirk there was we had Sylvia with Sudden Panic. Decided to use her over Nils because she has slightly more HP, but she still gets out HP'd in this mode against the top of the top, so not great anyways. Here, we were basically trying to figure out how aggressive should we be with our shenanigans. So here, I forget for most of the first couple of turns, I forget Erosion is a captain skill. I knew they either had, what was it, Storm of Blows or Erosion at this point. So I'm basically just biding my time, seeing what in the world they're up to, and just buying some time. So there they could have picked up a kill if they had Erosion. I just don't know. I just don't know if they would have got well, the thing is, theoretically, if they had Erosion, they should have gone for the kill there. But of course, they could be bluffing that they don't have it, causing us to super overextend, thinking that they don't have it, and then they just whip it out and we lose because we overextended. I don't really know. Also did not do any damage calcs this season, which once again proved to be a terrible idea, but at this point our opponent sees that it's over, since they actually don't have erosion at all. They have Storm of Blows, so that's just a no. Yeah, I don't actually know how to deal with running a far save unit when you don't know if the opponent's running erosion or not. That one's kind of tough because in order to press an advantage with far save, you do have to advance with your nukes to get in range to actually attack the opposing units. But if you do that and they have erosion, your nukes just get nuked and you get nothing from it, so I don't know. All I know is that we definitely have a much easier time when we're not facing stacked opponents in super high tiers. But here, again, we don't know if they have erosion or not. And they have Ymir, so we do have to be very careful how we go about things. But again, I never planned any of my turn 1 stuff, which is definitely not a smart idea. But we prevent them from getting the capture some points. And we are just planning to advance Legendary Almcan 1-round KO, Picnic Flora, even though they have Ymir support, as you can see here. And so we go for the kill, and they have not erosion. So I decided to be nice and give them a kill there, but that's about it. It's over. It's now. I decided to give them another kill to be nice here by having whatchamacallit, Ymir be able to take out Legendary Nana, but yeah, it's over at this point. Pretty straightforward. And here we got a pretty close matchup in terms of glory, same tier and all. And this team's pretty interesting for us because, of course, they outrange us every day of the week. The problem is, can we pick up the kills where we need to? So, a couple things, of course. Brave Dimitri's Refine definitely makes him much tankier, so the only unit that can feasibly take him out is Legendary Julia. But the only way she's going to do that is if she has AoE up. So we have to preserve AoE for that kill. And Har, of course, thanks to Tempest Claw. Look, I don't know. It has IOT shield built in, so Duo Crom actually has an incredibly hard time picking up the kill on him, especially since ours is minus attack versus plus attack. And he has Unity, which kind of hurts us because whenever we debuff the enemy here, with Sudden Panic for example, we're actually buffing our uneven range, so there's that problem. And of course there's Brave Lysithia, so we have to worry about that. One thing that we could do to make it more difficult for our opponent is to set up Vantage on Duo Crom. That way Brave Lysithia, Astrid, and Peony all can't initiate into Crom because of Vantage. Har probably could still survive, to be honest, and just take out Duo Crom in Vantage range. So here we're just inviting a bunch. We're inviting the exchange of Har again for the purpose of captain points. Captain kill points, I should say. Getting that extra 1 point advantage. Because at that point, Unity would not be active, and his weapon wouldn't be active, and so he'd be a much easier kill over here than he is over here. But they don't take it very smartly. And here, again, they know as well we're trying to pick up the kill on Brave Dimitri of Legendary Julia. So here we're just inviting the kill. They go for the kill here, and Duo Crom is not able to kill there, so we have to burn the kill. We have to burn a kill our AoE on taking out Har, which is unfortunate because now we have no check for Brave Dimitri. But thanks to Legendary Julia's remix, she can actually survive both of these units easily, so they don't go for the kill there. And so now they are planning to advance Brave Dimitri, as they should. And so now here, they are the ones pressing for a win. So we are on the run. And we burn a turn here with our Harmonized skill. I actually forgot you can only use one Harmonized or Duo skill per turn. So, kind of awkward there. But they just straight up throw there by putting their Astrid there. They should have just pushed their Brave Dimitri forward. The problem is they probably weren't doing their daily damage calcs. So I knew from the combat preview earlier, not having done daily damage calcs, that Brave Dimitri actually just one-shots Legendary Julio on the counter, which is kind of sad for us. Ripperoni. So yeah. Not entirely. If they wanted to win, they would have had to push their Dimitri forward, but leaving Astra there just means we can pick up the kill from there, so Ripperonis. And once again, we're up against a person whose teams we basically don't want to face any of their teams. I figured we're gonna suffer regardless. And yeah, well, this is an automatic L because there's no way for us to take out Legendary Tiki. So basically the only way we lose this, or they lose this, is if they throw really hard. And I mean really hard. Because they can just leave their units in Legendary Tiki's range, and that's it. That's it. And of course, because they can do that, they can just press for an advantage, get captain. They don't even need to pick up any kills. They can just drive us out of the capture zone and win on capture zone points. That's how bad this matchup is. So we're just seeing if we can get any points on the board. That's about it. And well, they leave an opportunity for us to pick up a kill, so we end up taking one just because we can. It's not like we were gonna get anything better there. But funny enough there, if Duo Crom couldn't attack twice, or attack 4 times, he would actually not be able to take out Legendary Sigurd there. Pretty absurd. But yeah, it's just an auto loss matchup. There's nothing we can do. Rip. This matchup is also incredibly difficult because we're running too many calves, and they have a flyer unit, and they have Gatekeeper here, which with Kanto. The Kanto control does not matter at all, but... And of course they have a Brave Edelgard here. They're choosing not to run any sort of distant counter. And again, the whole purpose of that is to just tank. That's all you need your fire save unit to do. If you can tank and kill, that's even better. But we decide to meme here because I kind of realized that we aren't going to fare very well from retreating. But there's one thing that I overlooked, and it's that I forgot not had. Oh no, I remembered not had Pathfinder in the respect that, oh, now, for example, Lench and Pala here can move to over here 3 spaces with after the Grey Waves buff, or even Tempest, whichever one was active. But for the purpose of the Kanto, it also works, so I don't know what I was thinking there. So here, I made the initial play of sacking Legendary Luna, essentially, just for the chip damage, because I figured I could get away with that, but yeah, you can just Kanto out back here. We can't actually do anything about that. Here I decide to meme because Legendary Sigurd could have taken out Brave Edelgard, but that's just an immediate loss, so I wanted to meme instead. And, well, that's about it. You can see there we pick up a kill then, but Yeah, so we didn't get anything out of mean body blocking, but not a great matchup again, purely just because one rounding and Brave Edelgard was non-trivial for this team. So that just means we pretty much lose since they can just camp with Not here and Valencia and Pala sitting over here with Pathfinder and Canto with Hidden Run to just snipe down our units over here. The alternative, again, is we could just leave the captors down and lose on capture points, which neither of which wins us the match. So not great. And here we are in our last matchup here. It's a pretty tricky matchup again because they have so many flyers on their team with Legendary Zora. We don't care too much about Legendary Sheeta. We do care about Duochrome a ton here though. The main thing is that, of course, he has Vantage. So, in one combat. So we basically need Legendary Alm, or I guess Legendary Zora to take him out. Which is kind of the problem, because Legendary Alms can nuke all of their units, it's just we need to be able to set that up. And we don't exactly go about it correctly here to start. I kind of, again, did whatever turn 1. So this plus formation is okay. But here, again, we don't know that they have erosion or whatever, and so we play aggressively with our units here, and that was a bad idea because we have no one to immediately revenge kill with, which is a huge problem. I actually have no idea why they used Duo skill, but now they can just pick up more kills and it's just over because we don't have anything. And I believe they did have erosion, it's just they attacked Ascended Fion directly. So Far Save did not proc give Ascended Fion +4. Again, we didn't do our daily damage count, so we had no idea that Ascended Fion was actually just missing the kill on their Erica without Far Save getting that +4 attack, which is pretty absurd, but that goes to show you how great Ascended Fion is at picking up kills in those specific instances. So yeah, that's just an L for the season. I don't think we could have done too much better there other than sitting and camping all day, because we can't play aggressive since then all of their units can attack any of the units that we bring in, but we can't do that with our units because we have, for example, a Cav unit in Legendary Nana. Yeah, no, she's not going over the trees without some teleportation shenanigans that you can't pull off because you're too busy exchanging units. So yeah, our best try for a win in this matchup would have been just potatoing all day, which would have never resulted in a win unless our opponent threw. Kind of like that matchup earlier where they just plopped Astrid to get nuked by Duochrome. So with that, of course, that ends our season pretty early, but not too big of a deal. At the end of the day, we just played goofball, practice some daily damage calcs from time to time when I feel like it, and get top 1k or at least top 3k, because I'm gonna be real, the rewards difference is pretty negligible. The only thing that really matters, again, is the Divine Codes Part 3, just because the little bits that you miss from every event where they have them available, it adds up all the way at the end when you are trying to redeem all of your Divine Codes Part 3, when after after Intelligence System stops giving them to us. So if you're just like 50 Divine Codes Part 3 short of redeeming the last manual in oops, the last combat manual in one of the paths, then well, that's unfortunate. You can't go, you can't do it unless you convert part 4 codes backwards, which typically, given the way the fodder value is increased through the divine codes in each iteration, probably not the best idea, but you know, if you need it, you need it. So it's always an option, which I like. But until next time, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Ethan Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye!